All right, this is my fourth take on taking this video. Didn't know it was a good way to, you know, to stand this video. Anyways, it's now stabilized. You could probably see my eyes going in a different direction. Anywho, as I spoke to this topic, or my friends who raised this topic. Now, my friends who are in their 40s and 50s. I'm 30, all right, and they tell me what's it like raising a child, or their moments of marriage and things like that. And one of the topics that they are raised, and it's actually happened to one of the one of the friends' family is going through at the moment, and not at the moment, but it's been there since when they had the child. And when I think about it, I'm like, Jesus, why we didn't learn about this when I was in social work, and all we learned about when in the past. When I look back and studied the domestic violence, and there's this wheel of the domestic violence, but they don't talk about much about this whole afterbirth thing. Anyway, let's talk about this topic. So it can be, people may call it's baby blue, and I think us guys is there's nothing, you know, you know, obviously whether you plan well, we'll have to put in the situation on being planted parenthood. I think that is all right, but I think those who are unplanted or taking the risk, and there wasn't planning on having a child, I think this will be further deepens this whole thing. Now, pregnancy does change women. That is something they have to go through, such as morning sickness, backaches. I'm reading from the script right now, and itchiness, constipation, hemorrhoids, digestions, and vaginal discharge, or appetites. Things has changed. And there's different type of mental health, and they have to go through. But I let me just go through the key ones. Postnatal depression. It can lead between a month or a year after years giving a birth and a baby, and it happens 1 to 7 women giving birth in Australia. So basically, it's not just new mums or mums to be feeling anxious welcoming a new family member. You may worry to be a good parent, so how the baby will affect their lifestyle, blah blah blah. And there's a symptoms: perinatal depression, panic attacks, persistence, abrupt mood swings, feeling sad, or not able to sleep, lost interest in sex, fear of being alone with your baby, and brain fog, engage in risk talk taking behavior, drugs. Okay, cool. And one of the stories that they mentioned to me is they know a retiree police who has 4 kids. All right. Now, when the wife, everything was alright, delivering on the fourth kid, and the story changed after delivering the fourth kid, and it's been the couple struggled and tried to get therapy and tried to do whatever was supposed to do to seek for help. And after amount of work that this family has to go through, they end up divorcing. Now, when people think about divorce, they think about you know try to trap him or try to trap her. It's about wealth, or it's a domestic violence. It's about it's other stuff. But I think this part of with the baby blues or afterbirth, this took a whole toll of a family. First off, you're welcoming a new family member, and second of all, you have your life will be adjusted regardless, even you have 3 kids already. A newborn is it's a lot more work. There's the day and night. You're working non-stop. Basically, you're on the clock, and this sort of stuff, like even one of the friends, he's going through, and he just gone through a lot of stuff. Like he can't even talk properly or even touch or engage in anything with the lady, with the missus that he's currently with, and he just want to get out the house. And especially right now with the coronavirus and nobody's able to go out and things like that, it makes things a lot more difficult. I think it drives people even more insane, especially people those who are can't even go out or have their me time or have their little hobby time. I think that will drive a lot. I can imagine that will go down south, bloody, with this coronavirus, what's going on, or recession or depression, whatever you guys call it in the current time. But that's fascinating to me to understand how much, even though you and your partner have decided to build whatever what you wanted in life, and somehow one thing, with the mental well-being will destroy everything. And I'm not saying it because maybe he had a job loss, or maybe there's too much mortgage stress or things like that. But even delivering a child, like I'm aware of, delivering a child, there's chances of a lady could pass away, and there's stories what we saw on news that newborn babies, parents will, or the mother will abandon the child. It's just not ready to take up the role, or either foster care, or either just just couldn't bear the child or look in the child, or just this anxiety. It's just so much going on, and I think it's for me. It's great to understand it now, because if I don't understand it now, anything could happen in life. Life is, life is not what we imagine to be in everyday society. Even though you planned it well, you execute it well, but it doesn't go to what we're according to be.